Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft. I thought that we would start today's episode off with a quick little time lapse of me clearing out these mangrove trees because I am so excited. We are finally getting started on the mega base, and this is actually the area that I'm going to be using. Now, I didn't get around to clearing all of the trees. I am going to have to do a little bit more trimming and wood chopping off camera. However, I wanted to get started, so I just needed to get at least some of the area done today, so that way we can get things rolling here. Now, however, if we are starting the mega base soon, that does mean that I have a lot of work ahead of me, so we have a lot of stuff to get through in this episode. So let's get to it. Oh my god! Ooh, I heard that. Hello. Think we can get a trident first time? No way. No way. And it's, oh my gosh, it's almost like full durability. No way. Oh my gosh, I want to say something, but I also don't because I'm gonna jinx myself. But with this totem and I feel like I am getting relatively lucky on this hardcore world, and I really, really think I'm gonna regret saying that, so knock on wood. Okay, I think that's all of the tree chopping I'm gonna do. I'm definitely not finished. Like, I'm gonna clear it out more to give it a bit of an area, like a clearance between the build and the trees. Now, this is all, look, I have almost two full shulker boxes of logs, and then I have both, oh, not my chest plate, then I have both of these chests full of just random stuff like the roots, the seeds, lily pads, the saplings, moss carpet, mud, dirt, all of the extra stuff that I got just from clearing out all of these trees. So I think it's safe to say that I can take a little break now. You may have also noticed this pattern on the ground. This is actually the blueprint or layout or whatever you would call it for my base. This isn't the level it's going to be on, like it's going to come up higher. I'm going to do some terraforming around here, but I wanted to do just the basic kind of outline of it so that way I could get a rough idea of where the edge of the terraforming needed to start. And I guess now would probably be a good time to actually explain what we're going to be doing for the mega base. Now, you guys have seen my skin. You've seen my username. I have been wanting to do this project for a very long time, and it is finally time for me to do it. I am going to make a cathedral, but not just any cathedral. This is going to be the Frog Kingdom, and we are going to make a cathedral and a, I guess, area. I'm not really sure what to call it, but it is all going to be dedicated to the frogs. And I think it is finally time to do a project dedicated to them. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm not going to go too much into any of the other details right now because I want to keep some stuff a surprise. Now, unfortunately, taking on a project like this means that I have a lot of work that I need to do before we can actually start building, which means that we need some farms. So today's episode is going to be all about farms, farms, and more farms. We're going to start out actually with a creeper farm because, yeah, I need some rockets. I need a reliable source of gunpowder. So that's what we're going to start with today. No! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Just wasted a lot of my wood. That stinks. Okay. It's fine. Okay. We're going on a little field trip. I forgot about... I was gonna use tinted glass for this farm so that I could see into it, which I think would be really cool. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get enough amethyst. I picked up a little bit in a cave, but I know that there is a geode in the stronghold. Now I just have... Oh, perfect. I was just about to say I didn't remember how to get to it, but here we are. I need to find one closer to my base, so that way I could have a an amethyst farm. Well, that was kind of pointless. Ah! Okay, I'm pretty sure there's one in this cave that we might be able to use. Yes, perfect. Bro, you better be full of amethyst. Gold mine. Okay. So for this creeper farm, most of the time, well, I'm not sure about most of the time, but a lot of designs that I have seen all use cats to scare the creepers off the edge, but a couple of hardcore worlds ago, I started having some issues with those designs, and so for my last hardcore world, I switched to a different design that uses snow golems who will shoot the creepers and then attract them all towards the middle, and then they will fall in the middle and then die. And I found that to be a way better way of collecting them. I had next to no issues. Actually, I don't think I had any issues at all with that design, and so that's the same one that we're gonna go for this time. Oh, actually, I need to think about this. Oh, I don't even... Oh my gosh, sometimes I can't with myself. Ugh! I am not using my brain today. Okay, I actually need to think about this for a second. So, the middle section is 9, so 3 by 3. Okay, let me get this. Now, I'm thinking on camera, which means that you're probably going to hear me say the word about 15,000 times throughout this process, so this is your warning. Because this was slabs, and then there's a border around it. I need to look at my screenshot. I remember. So that's the platform. That's the platform. And then there's a 2-block gap, which means it needs to go out one more. No. I definitely don't have enough stone for this, I can tell you right now. I haven't even built this. I haven't even started the farm. This is just the collection chamber. That these farms over here, the ones that I build over the ocean, most of them are going to be temporary. That one especially was always meant to be temporary, mostly because I want to have one in my base, so that way it's just constantly generating iron. Also because that design is extremely wonky and only works like 30% of the time, maybe, at best. So I was always planning on building another iron farm. Creeper farm, I probably will as well. The only one that I'm gonna build over the ocean that I'm not gonna build in my base, actually, sorry, 2 of them. There's 2 major farms that I will never be building in my base, and that is the Shulker farm and the Raid farm. This goes like that. Okay, no one saw that. Get out. Let me out. Let me out. There we go. Holy moly, that was more difficult than it needed to be. Oh my goodness. No, I'm already running out of stone again. No, no. No! Oh, he does fit. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, and then the buttons go back on the floor. Yeah, this is right. Come on. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't so bad. And I guess for anyone who doesn't know how a creeper farm works, creepers are like the teeniest, tiniest bit shorter than other mobs. So if you have like a two block high gap here, any of like the normal mobs can spawn, so like skeleton, zombie, spider. But if you put these trapdoors here, because creepers are slightly smaller than the other mobs, this allows for creepers to still spawn, but it will stop the skeletons and zombies from spawning. And then the carpets are to stop the spiders from spawning, because I think they need a certain, because they're like wider than the other mobs. I can't remember what, like how many blocks they need, but they need like a certain amount of blocks that are like free, like open space for them to spawn, and by placing the carpets in this pattern like this, it'll stop them from spawning. Okay, I think that is the farm done for now. We go into free cam, we have the collection, layer 1, layer 2. Now what's nice about this farm is that it's stackable, so eventually I can add more layers to this if I want, if I find that it's not producing enough. I'm really tired of building this right now, so I think I'm just gonna leave it at 2 layers. Oh no, I missed some trapdoors. Uh-oh. Get that back. Okay, nothing happened. We're fine. Should be back to working. Yes, it is. Alright, I am pretty happy with how this creeper farm has turned out. I think it's time that we move on to the next farm, and the next one I'm very excited about. It has become an absolute necessity for me in the early game, and that is an XP farm. So for that, we need to go to the end. Alright, for this farm, I decided to record it as a time lapse. I was getting really stressed out while building over the void like this, and so there's lots of sections where it's just me not talking for like several minutes. So for this farm, you basically just have to like bridge out. I think I did like 2 stacks of slabs out, and I used bottom slabs so that way Enderman wouldn't spawn on the bridge. You can also use things like, I think glass and like leaves also work, just any block that is not spawnable. And so down here we're making the collection area, so under the carpet there are the hoppers, and then I have the dispensers on the side there because this farm produces so many ender pearls that I don't really need them. So I just use a bit of redstone and I have them just being thrown off the edge because I just don't need them. And then I go all the way up to Y44, and that's where you make the big platform where all of the Endermen are going to start spawning. Once you have the big platform made, you have to put a little section above the hole where you're going to put an Endermite inside of a minecart. And if you didn't know, Endermen are attracted to the Endermites and they will all run to the middle and try and kill them. So if you put trapdoors on the sides of the hole, they will just run straight through the hole all the way to the bottom. And this farm is at the exact height where as soon as they land on the bottom, all I have to do is hit them once with a sword. They are all one hit, so they will immediately just die. And the Endermen spawn so fast that it's just an amazing XP farm. I have been building this farm for years, like genuinely so long. Again, another farm that I have been building so long that I don't remember what tutorial I watched for this. So again, shout out if this was your tutorial that I watched several years ago that I'm now using. But anyways, this is pretty much the whole farm. It's super simple. There's almost, I mean, unless you're going to be keeping the ender pearls, there's pretty much no redstone involved in this. You basically just have to make a huge platform for them to spawn and then add the endermite, and then they'll just do the rest for you. Now with this farm, I do also like to include an enchantment setup down at the bottom, because I find that if I have the enchantment setup back at my house, I'm just running back and forth between the enchanter and my house all the time, so it's just easier and more convenient for me if I just build the enchantment setup right next to my source of XP. But that's pretty much it for the farm. Again, super simple. I've seen several different versions of this. This is just the one that I have been building for several years, and at this point my axe was pretty much broken, my pickaxe is pretty much broken, and I really needed to get a reliable source of XP moving forward if we're going to be doing a lot of digging and tree chopping for the mega base. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much this XP farm finished. Now that the XP farm is done, we can move on to something a little smaller. Now you may be wondering, what is this behind me? This is my snow farm, which, little secret, I actually built this before the creeper farm. I kind of forgot to add it earlier into my episode, so I'm just kind of throwing it in here. But this is a snow farm. The snow golem makes the snow. These collect it. It gets stored down here. Very easy, very simple. Anyways, now moving on to the next real farm, which is actually going to be built in a different area, kind of closer to my mega base. Now, the reason that I'm building this next farm further out is because I want it to be closer to my mega base, so that way it can just continuously AFK while I'm working. And also because a lot of these farms are going to be temporary and going to be moving into my mega base eventually, and it's just going to be a lot easier for me to move them if they're nearby. Okay, now that I have a little area cleared out, this is where I'm going to put the moss farm. So I think I'm going to go collect the materials to build that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be dipping my hand into redstone. Alright, I need one more thing, and then I think I'm ready to start the moss farm. Now you're going to have to bear with me. This is the first time I've ever done this. Actually, this is the first time I've ever built a moss. Well, actually, that's not true. This is my second time ever building a moss farm, and this is a new design for me. The design that I'm going with is by someone on YouTube called Basic Redstone. Where did I put... Where's my pale moss? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. These are all of the materials that I'm going to be using. I think this is everything I need. So, now I'm gonna have to try and build this. Okay, so this is the completed farm. Again, this is a design by Basic Redstone that I was following. But the basic idea is that under here, there's a moss block that is constantly being bone mealed, and it's turning the stone up here into moss. And then the lava here, there's water underneath it, and it's generating stone, which is being pushed out by these pistons, which will break all of the moss in here, and then it's collected down here by the water. And this farm is completely self-sufficient because some of the moss is being converted back into bone meal here and is being brought back into the farm so that it can just sustain itself forever. And then the rest of it is being collected in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And honestly, I'm getting so excited about Redstone. I never used to be into Redstone. It wasn't until like the last maybe like 2 years that I started getting into it. Uh-oh. 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 It's fine. And honestly, I guess if I ever wanted to, if I wanted to just switch this to a pale moss farm, I could always just come under here into the farm and just switch this for pale... Oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. I could just switch this for pale moss. Like, I don't necessarily have to build a whole other farm. Like, I might just let this one run until I have enough of the green moss and then just switch it to pale moss because I don't actually know if I can be bothered to build a whole second farm if I'm just going to be tearing it down and moving it later. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now that we're done with the moss farm, we're going to pivot back a little bit to the last farm, which is going to be a raid farm. So this one is going to look a little bit jankier. I really didn't want to follow another tutorial, so this one is kind of a mixture between my own design. Well, it's mostly inspired by a design from Voltrox on YouTube. However, I have slightly altered it. It's not 100% the same as the one that they did. Mine is a little bit jankier. But it still works. So, and that's all that matters. Okay. You guys throwing bread to each other? Okay. Okay, final decision. Right here. No! Stop! Why do you guys just keep trying to— No! No, they're gonna have a baby up here. Oh, no. I shouldn't have done this. Let me out. Let me out. No. Please don't. Actually— What is wrong with you two? Okay, so we have the raid omen now. Let's go into free cam. Now, this worked in my test world. So, fingers crossed that it works in this one because admittedly, it's a little bit janky. Not this part, the part that I added. Slash. Anyways, so we're gonna hope that this works. Yes! Yes! Okay. That worked exactly as I expected it to. The only issue that I have with this farm is the witches, but that's fine. That's why I'm down here, so I can kill them. And then the lava, there he goes. And then the lava will kill the ravagers. Wow, I'm really happy with how this works. Oh, hey! Oh my gosh. How did that happen? Okay, that's an issue that didn't happen before. Yeah, calm down. How did you get out? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, pause. Pause. The zombie Nautilus. I just found the zombie Nautilus for the first time. Oh my gosh, no, it's over here. It's over here. Oh, look at it. This is so cool. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, no. Okay, I need to... Okay, this is a bad idea. Okay, chest plate is going on. Oh! Yes. Okay. Can I put you on a lead? Can I go away? Can I put you on a lead? I can. Okay, I need pufferfish. Come with me. Come with me. It's okay. There's another guy throwing tridents at me. Okay, please don't. I need a fence. I need a fence. Okay. Okay. Okay, I gotta take care of this guy. Oh! I have been getting so lucky with those tridents. Holy moly. Why are there so many of you? Oh, and you have a nautilus shell. Come on. Okay. Oh! Okay. Yeah, I know. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, I might just leave them there for a second because I'm having a really hard time focusing. Okay, 7. Let's try 7. Wait, did they just, like, automatically... Oh. Wait, that, like, completely covers it. And you can't even see it. He looks way cooler without the... Okay, let me take him off the lead here. I'm gonna put this on just in case, because I'm really paranoid that if I jump out of the water with him, he's gonna... This is so cool. Okay, I'm gonna deal with these guys now. Okay, I need to figure out how the Ravagers are escaping. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Abort. Hey, no, get away. Get away. Why aren't you guys dying? Did I just see what I think I saw? No, there's no way I did. Oh my god, I did. Oh, there's no way. How am I having this good of luck today? Oh my goodness, you made that so easy for me, and that was the perfect amount of fish. Oh my. Guys, I'm never this lucky, ever. And I'm probably jinxing myself by saying that, but like, what is going on today? Okay, so I ended up switching out the campfire for this armor stand. Ah, okay, that's a problem. I think the solution to this is that we make this drop far enough where they will only be one hit. Okay, I think that's a solution, is that we make this taller or make it go down further so that way they are only one hit. So by the time I hit them, they shouldn't spawn any more Vexes. Okay, I have fixed the raid farm. I ended up having to move the whole thing up by about 10 blocks. So that way, when they fall down here, they're at one hit each. So that way, the evokers don't spawn any Vexes. And now it is fully working. I'm very happy with it. If I wanted to AFK this, I would just have to use an auto clicker. But I'm very happy with this. I think out of all of the raid farms that I've made so far, this one has had the least amount of issues. The only thing is that sometimes they take a while to fall down. But other than that, oh, they all get there eventually, so it's not an issue. Like it's not that big of a deal. So, and for anyone who wants to use this method, what I'm doing, I'm just hitting this armor stand, and the sword that I have has knockback, sharpness, and sweeping edge and looting. The only thing I would say is make sure you're not using a sword with fire aspect because it'll burn the armor stand. And basically how this works is every time I hit it, the sweeping edge from me hitting the armor stand is hitting the guys that are in there, and then it's killing them. And then all the loot comes down into here, and I just have a little temporary storage right now. I'm gonna make an automatic one eventually, but for now, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, so the last farm that I'm gonna build at super speed here to try and fit it in this episode, we are going to build the quickest lava farm ever. So just to explain a little bit how a lava farm works, you can use pointed dripstone if you put lava over top of like a dripstone block with pointed dripstone underneath, and then you put a cauldron underneath that. The lava will drip through the pointed dripstone and collect in the cauldron, and then you can just pick it up with a bucket, so it's kind of like an infinite lava source. Let's go here. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we do that. So if you put dripstone up here, and then you put a pointed dripstone underneath that, then you come up here, and I'm going to put the trapdoors along all of the edges of the temporary blocks here. Make sure you close them all. Now I can get rid of all of this and replace it with lava source blocks. That's pretty much it. And you can see the lava is dripping from the dripstone here, and so these cauldrons will fill up with lava, and then you can just pick it up with your buckets. And that's it. That's probably the quickest farm I've ever made. Alright, well, I think that is going to do it for this episode. I'm super happy with all of the farms that we did today, and thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to all of the people whose farm tutorials I had to look at for this episode. And yeah, there may or may not be a surprise waiting for you guys in the next episode, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.